Well, good evening. Thank you all for coming to the 2024 Neighborhood Leadership Institute and Youth Leadership Club graduation celebration. My name is Terry, and I am so excited to be here today. So this evening, we have the wonderful opportunity of celebrating two great groups who have done tremendous work and had great achievements in the Newport News Neighborhood Leadership Institute, enduring me and all of the things that I wanted to share with them during Neighborhood Leadership Institute and working with one of our apartment complexes, Newport Harbour Apartments. So we are going to celebrate our Youth Leadership Club this evening and also our Adult Neighborhood Leadership Institute graduates. We'll tell you a little bit about both of the programs before we start to deliver the certificates to the participants, but I'm actually going to lend the microphone over to one of our Neighborhood Leadership Institute cohort alumni who's going to give the greeting welcomes for you today. Cassandra Wright.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm glad that we could all be here tonight because this is something that is really near and dear to my heart. Even though I'm a new resident of Newport News in the last 2 years, leadership has always been really important to me. I was part of my own county's first youth leadership course that they did when I was back in the 10th grade. So I'm really glad that I could come here and be here as an alumni and hopefully encourage you as the adult class as well as the youth class to stay active as alumni, continue to work with this network and build a bigger and a brighter and a better Newport News. So I think it's great that you're all here and welcome.
Thank you, Cassandra, and it's a pleasure working with you through the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. And I just want to share that Cassandra is also a member of the Choice Neighborhood Initiative Citizens Advisory Committee. That was an action that she took on after she graduated from the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. So we are glad to have you today to offer your welcome and just offer your support for the Institute. Now I'd like to call up another very, very special individual, Mr. Stephen Ace Wallace. He is in the 2024 Neighborhood Leadership cohort. He's graduating this evening, and he's going to give welcome remarks to the group from the 2024 cohort.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, a huge thank you for being here this evening. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. So thank you very much. As she introduced me, I'm Stephen Ace Wallace, originally from the family-friendly city of Fayetteville, North Carolina, also known as Fed-Nam. I spent 22 years in the Air Force, moved all around the world, lived in 13 different countries, deployed over and over, and finally landed here about 5 years ago. Didn't know what I was gonna do, if stay in or get out. Chose to get out, and called Newport News my home. So as we go through and I see the changes that are happening here in Newport News, I like what I see. See the changes that going on in our city, and I like what I see. So when this came across my email, the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, it was something that I was somewhat passionate about. I've led groups of people, I've led individuals. I think I'm an all right person with a level mind in most situations. My girlfriend might disagree, but I came in, we spent 12 weeks here, met some very interesting individuals as part of the group, also met some very talented and educated individuals who mentored us throughout these 12 weeks. And so I'd like to personally and from the group thank everyone that came out, whether it was lending your specialty or one of the alumni that came out and just supported us in our journey. So again, thank you and welcome everyone.
Thank you so much, Ace, for a wonderful, warm welcome from the 2024 cohort. Now I would like to take the opportunity to recognize some of our city officials that are here and some of our city staff. If you notice in the front and center, I have Newport News City and staff who have been very instrumental in supporting the program. And we also have speakers in the back and also our assistants to the city manager and Mr. Alan Archer, our city manager as well. None of this could be possible for the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, as Ace said, without the support of just great colleagues, great staff to work with, great citizens to work for, and then also wonderful community partners to support this initiative. So I want to echo what Ace said and just thank you all so much for being here. And now I would like to take the opportunity to lend the microphone to Mr. Alan Archer, Newport News City Manager, to offer our official opening remarks for the 2024 Neighborhood Leadership Institute graduation.
First of all, I'm going to fight with the podium. Good evening, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to join you tonight. On behalf of the City Council, the City Administration, and our employees, we're so proud to welcome you into the family of Neighborhood Leadership Institute alumni, where the theme of learning, growing, and leading together truly come to life over the past 12 weeks. I understand that you've spent a lot of time together. I heard that you are called the Fabulous Five. So I want to see I know who one or two are. I want to see the Fabulous Five. But the Fabulous Five, I know you know who you are. Stand up and give yourself a round of applause. Come on, we want to recognize. Throughout this process, you've learned how to make the greatest impact on your community, honing your skills as speakers, building networks, and getting inspired, right? I hear inspiration in this room tonight from all of you who have spoken or had some connection with this activity in the past. So inspiration is something that I love to see in programs where we are working collaboratively with the community. It is so inspiring to me. And more important, using that inspiration to make your mark in Newport News and beyond. As participants, you participated in the art of pitching your ideas for city projects and programs, emphasizing the importance of effective budgeting. I need to talk to some of you all before I leave tonight. You met with city departments and leaders, forging valuable connections and gaining insights into the intricacies of city governance. You are now equipped with the knowledge, skills, and connections necessary to actively participate in urban planning, advocate for change. I want you to remember that, advocate for change, and make entrepreneurial contributions to this city's growth. That being said, I think some of you may be ready to take my job as city manager. I'd like to start coaching you now. Certainly one of your youth leadership club participants that we will, I understand, learn more about tonight will grow up to work at City Hall. And I'm looking at all of our young people who are here this evening. Your engagement, your involvement, you are the future. I hope that you take away many learning opportunities from this program and again, become inspired to lead. You are the future. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your experience in the Leadership Club this evening, and I want to thank you for your willingness to become active servant leaders in Newport News. So again, thank you to families for sharing your time and your loved ones with us. Thank you to the dedicated staff who are so passionate about this work, and thanks to everyone for being here tonight. It is truly a pleasure. And as many of you know, our mayor, Mayor Jones, he is fond of saying, let's go out there and keep building forward. So I leave that thought in your mind, given all of the work and great accomplishments that you have gain from this program and you will take away tonight. Let's go out and continue to build this community going forward. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and join you tonight. Thank you.
All right, so has anyone ever planned an event and ran it through your head like 1,000,000 times? Have you already done it about 5 times? So, all right, we have a young hand in the back. I'm glad to know it's not just me. So I just want to share that there were a few other acknowledgments that I did want to make. A couple of our alumni are unable to be here tonight or running late. But in the spirit of that opportunity, I just wanted to take the time to scroll to a very important slide that we have to recognize some of the many speakers that have supported the Neighborhood Leadership Institute for the 2024 cohort, but also in some of the previous years as well. So we did have an opportunity to recognize our cohort. I'm going to recognize you guys again. You'll be doing a lot of popping up and popping down, so just get ready for that. But for right now, I would also like to acknowledge the many speakers that we have had that have dedicated their time to the class and worked with the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. If you could just stand for me, please. You won't be popping up and popping down. This will be on. Thank you so much for your dedication and just for supporting the 2024 cohort. We thank you for your time. We thank you for your expertise. So now, without further ado, let's jump a little bit deeper into the program. I'd like to call forward Ms. Drusilla Pear for our... Yeah. We're going to share the mic, so just be careful. For our Youth Leadership Club presentation. Before I get started, I see some are nibbling on cupcakes, but hopefully you get the drift. If you, young youth that we've been working with, if you all could stand and have your parents and your family to stand as well. Youth Leadership Club, stand up. For those of you who know me know that I have a football camp of myself at home, but I have extended my family and my doors to this wonderful group of youth that Drusilla and I have been working with in the program. For the parents that are here and the grandparents that are here, if I have not met you, I just want to let you know that your young person is a leader. They are tremendous, they are great, and they dedicated their afternoon time to spend with these 2 old ladies. So I am thankful for that. All right, so now I'd like to present Ms. Drusilla Pear, who will tell you a little bit more about the Youth Leadership Club.
Yeah, you could just do the slide. Great things are happening in Newport News, aren't they? Yeah. Great things. I know there's some people who say bad news. No, I don't subscribe to that. Great things here in my hometown. I am so proud to present some young people I've been working with for the past 3 years at Newport Harbour Apartments. For those of you who are not familiar with the name Newport Harbour, it's formerly Walker Village. That's about 2 blocks from here. In 2001, September 2001, when I started this position, this was a big career move. I had previously been in education, in adult education specifically. And so in taking on the responsibilities of a resident services coordinator, there are various responsibilities, which I knew it to be planning events and so forth. What I didn't count on was working with young kids. And so that was an adjustment, having taught adults for all of those years. But I have learned so much from these young people. With regard to the leadership, I am a 2022 graduate of the Leadership Institute, such as we have the 2024. So 2 years ago, I sat in this room and about to graduate. And with the new job as a resident services coordinator, I learned so much about community work. I had previously done things in the history field, but that was different from what I'm required to do in my position. And so I'm very thankful for that program and for the skills that I gained. When we started, Terry and I decided to focus on the youth and training for the youth leadership. I thought that it should be older kids just because of their age. And that didn't quite work out. I had a few middle schoolers, high schoolers, but it was like pulling teeth because they really didn't want to do it. During that time, I was working with all these little kids that would come running across the field. Hi, Miss Pear, and just enthusiastic. And since I had the age requirement or grade requirement for 5th grade, that excluded a lot of kids. And they kept begging, why can't we come? We want to come. So finally, the other kids, the older kids stopped coming. And so I just let the younger ones in. And what I discovered, their enthusiasm, number one, was great, that they absorbed everything that was taught. I also discovered little leaders. Just because they were young didn't mean that they did not have leadership qualities. These kids have been very helpful to me in the different things that I do in the community center, and they are great leaders, and so I'm very thankful for them. I'm thankful also for seeing them in a different setting, because of course I always see them in the community center or either on the property, and I'm thankful for this opportunity to honor our young people. And so with the program, as I said, I thought it should be the older kids, so we changed it to the younger kids, and so we kind of went with that, the younger and the older kids if they wanted to come. So the first pilot, that's what we ended up with, the younger kids. We did a few things in between before we decided this year to do this, to try this again. And again, I debated about maybe we should do 1st grade, I'm not sure. But then I decided to open it up, because if I had put an age restriction on, within the kids that come consistently, I have families. And so you have the younger siblings who are 5 and 6, or 4, I take as young as 4 pre-K, and then you have the older siblings. So that would mean that I would have to tell the little ones they can't come. And I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided everybody can learn something, and so we opened it up so everybody could stay together. And so therefore, we had 21 of our children participated in some way in this 2024 youth leadership, ages 5 to 15. Some of them were actually 4 when we started. And so I'm going to start, we don't have, all of them are not here, but for the ones that are here, I'm going to start with the younger ones. We have some of our younger ones that are 5, and so we're going to start with Mr. Duke Green. Come on up. You come up and stand. And so each kid is going to come. You're going to be with each other, so it's okay. So here's your certificate. Duke Green. Let's show them your certificate. Everybody gets the same certificate. This beautiful certificate. Okay. All right, you can put it back in the folder. Another one of our little ones, Paris Jackson. Okay, so I want them to stay up here. Okay. There you go, Paris. And Paris is also 5. Paris, can you come on back up? I want all the children that are here to line up so that everyone can see your beautiful faces. Thank you. Next, we have 6-year-old Farron Jackson. Come on down, Farron. This beautiful certificate. So you can stand beside Duke and Paris. As I said, we have a lot of families. We have a family, there are 6 kids in the family, with 5 of them are participating. With the Jackson sisters, it's 4 of them. They faithfully participate. The 2 older ones, Sanaa and Sanasia, they were real little when I first met them, and they were the ones running across the field and wanted to be a part of the leadership. The next person we have is Vashti Patrick. Come on down, Vashti. All right, here, can we get this certificate? Sorry. Jayla Lawrence. Jayla is one of our middle schoolers. So we are getting, I'm thankful we're getting some of our middle schoolers also involved. And her sister Jalen Lawrence. Here you go, Jalen. Sanaa Jackson. She's the one who always gives me a lot of suggestions. Miss Pear, can we do such and such? Can we do such and such? And I said, well, if it's within my power, I will do it. And I do try to do it. And she will, if I forget, she will remind me. Hassani Patrick. So why don't you stand on this side? Oh, so why don't you stand on this side, Hassani? Okay. Napoleon Patrick, who's another one of our middle schoolers. Kingston Williams Thompson. Here you go, King. Of course, this is the little brother who has to hug all his siblings. Sanaja Jackson. She's another one of our little leaders who always reminds me to do, can we do such and such? And I try to do it if it's within my power. Dashae Parker. Congratulations, Dashae. And I don't think we have any others, but we have numerous others, and we will get these certificates to them. If we can, anybody wants to take pictures while all the kids are up. While we take pictures. These are not our future leaders, they are leaders in their schools, in their families, and everywhere they go. Thank you all. Yeah, I have another picture. You all can go to your seat. Okay, I have two more things to say. No, this is for you. One of the things I discovered after I accepted this position as resident services coordinator, of course, I'm a department of one, like many of us are who coordinate. We are a department of one. And my mentor, Dr. Sandra Cherry, many of you know her, was very helpful, especially at the beginning, and always telling me that, you need help. And so through the Leadership Institute and other ways, I've found help. One of the great sources of help this year was through Hampton University students, because I never know how many kids are going to come. So sometimes it's just a few, sometimes it's a lot, and if there's just one adult, me, it can get quite hectic. And so I am thankful for, I see two of them here. Madison, if you could stand up. Madison and Brianna. Now, stay standing. Now we talk about leadership. So Brianna came to me through Sister to Sister, and many of you are familiar with Hakima Muhammad and Sister to Sister, and she and I, we go way back to Hampton University. And so Brianna came about 3 years ago, and she has just had a heart for the children. She just loves it, and even with her studies, she's great in managing her studies, and we know that if she's not there, then there's something else going on. And so she and I have talked over the years about trying to get more Hampton University students in. And so we finally did that this year, where she contacted Madison. Madison is the president of the Pan-Hellenic organization of Hampton University. And so after Madison and I met, and I told her what my needs were, I said, I just need some help with the kids. It's nothing formal. I just, they like talking to people. Just come and talk to them, come and play with them. And so she's like, I got it. And she said maybe a week or so. So she put had all these students sign up on an app, and she gave me access to it. I'm like, all these students are coming? And so these two ladies have been great leaders in coordinating their classmates and helping the kids. And I know the kids, the past couple months since they've been there, the kids have just running in, they're excited. It doesn't matter which Hampton University students are there, because sometimes it's different ones each day, but they just bond with them all. And so I'd like to thank you all publicly for your work. And by the way, they will be graduating on Sunday from Hampton University. Is a special gift to 4 of the children who had perfect attendance. And I will be giving you a certificate along with this gift. But the first is Dashae Parker. Perfect attendance in the leadership program. And I'll get you your certificate.
Do I just go sit back?
You can stand up here.
Oh,
Okay. Sanaja Jackson. Perfect attendance in our leadership program. Paris Jackson. And Farron Jackson. I wanted to acknowledge you all because you all didn't have to come, but the fact that you all came each of the times that we met, that means a lot to have that perfect attendance. And as I said, I will get you your certificates. So enjoy the little treats. Thank you.
Wow. Is anybody else feeling more motivated and excited? That was phenomenal. I just want to take just a couple of moments to acknowledge Drusilla. This has been a wonderful collaboration with Drusilla and Newport Harbour Apartments. I get so much pleasure from working with the families, working with the students. It reminds me of being a young leader in training in my community as well. But Drusilla literally took the reins as a community leader and advocate for her residents as soon as she stepped into the role as resident services coordinator, and immediately after she graduated the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. I'm going to brag a little bit, Drusilla. So Drusilla is a Toastmaster. She is also a researcher. And she does a lot of work in the community on genealogy and family trees and history, and she also instills that work and those lessons into the youth that she's working with. So Drusilla, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you and give you a round of applause for your labor of love, because you do a great job. All right, so thank you all again for joining us. That is the end of our session for the Youth Leadership Club. If we could just give the youth one more grand big round of applause. You guys are tremendous and very energizing to work with, I will say that. All right, so before the 2024 cohort runs out of the room, all right, if I can have everyone's attention so we can go ahead and get started with the final part of our program for this evening. Everyone signed photo releases at the beginning of the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. I'm happy to share. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background about the Newport News Neighborhood Leadership Institute, and I'm so glad that our parents of our youth are here as well. I know that there are some parents that I have not had a chance to meet with or talk to and share the opportunity with you about our Neighborhood Leadership Institute that you can actually be a part of as well. But for those of you who are not familiar or do not know about the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, it actually started in 2016 during the city's Choice Neighborhood Initiative. If I could have everyone just quiet down a little bit. All right, thank you. I love the levity and excitement in the room. But without further ado, the Neighborhood Leadership Institute started with the city's Choice Neighborhood Initiative. It was actually born out of the efforts to get citizens involved in the planning process and to help them learn about the different changes that would come in the community, but also to help them find their voice, learn how to advocate, and have a seat at the table when we are in these different planning processes in the city. I am happy to say that to date we have had 101 graduates since the program started. This is the 9th cohort that we're celebrating tonight, and we will actually add 5 new individuals to our alumni group. So with that, I would actually like to ask our alum that are in the room just to wave to everybody. This is It's a testament of the wonderful work that goes into the program, but also the support that continues after the program and the motivation that is shown through our graduates and through our alumni across the city. So I'm not going to read the mission and the vision to you, but basically we want to make sure that all of our residents, like I said, have a seat at the table. They're able to find their voice, able to advocate in spaces of need, and also able to share resources with their neighbors, with their colleagues, friends, family, and relatives. And I think that we've reached some of those goals, especially in the 2024 cohort with the wonderful group that we are celebrating this evening. And you'll see the great pictures that I snuck in there last night as well. All right, so for the family members that are here and also for the citizens that are not familiar with the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, these are just some of the things that this wonderful group of individuals have done and experienced within the past 12 weeks. They have weekly sessions, focus groups, panel discussions, conversations with community leaders. They also worked on a group project. You'll notice on your program that there's a video presentation at the end, which was strictly created and prepared by the 2024 cohort and with the support of Newport News TV, who is in the back, and we have to thank you so much. So let's recognize Newport News TV right now. I think you all will be happy to view the video that we have tonight. But again, if you're wondering where your loved one has been for the past 12 weeks on a Wednesday evening, they have digested a lot of information. They've interacted with a whole bunch of new people and different community resources, and the hope and the goal is that they'll take those out and continue to share them with wonderful individuals such as you. So, without further ado, one of the main moments that we're here this evening is to see the project of our 2024 cohort in the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. You can clap, Tracy. Let's clap. You see my technical assistants and class support this cohort is Mr. Eli. Let's give him a round of applause, too. All right, so before we show the video, we'll have just a few remarks from Ms. Denise Reynolds, who is going to just talk a little bit about, she's going to welcome you and then tell you to enjoy the video, and then she'll just talk about the experience of taping the video with her classmates.
You cannot hold my flowers, because I'm feeling like Miss America right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to step back from the mic because I talk very loud. So, you said about my experience with the video? Oh, Lord. Making the video. So, first let me say that I'm not the one to get up and talk and speak in front of people. So, to do the video was very normal for me to not do it. And when I knew that I had to do it, I was nervous. I'm nervous now, y'all, so I was nervous, but I got through it. I hope the video was good. Just like y'all, this is our first time seeing it also. So it was a lot of hard work, a lot of back and forth going into the video, so enjoy.
Do you have any concerns about your community and would like to bring about change?
Are you a Newport News resident at 18 and up?
Well, we have something for you.
The Newport News Neighborhood Leadership Institute equips our residents to be influential leaders, advocates, and agents of change in their communities.
Join us at the next session.
Meet some of our change agents now.
I enrolled in the Neighborhood Leadership Institute because I wanted to know how I could be a leader in my neighborhood, and I wanted to know what ways I could help to give back to make my neighborhood better.
What I learned in this institute that really resonated with me was the budgeting and how the budgeting works, where the money comes from, and how it's allocated.
Just that no matter how small it is, get involved in something, whether it be sports with the kids, whether it be something in your community. Don't be afraid of it. This is your city. You're the only one that can make it the best it can be, so if we come together, we can do that.
The community is made up of a bunch of different people, and so when you go into it, just like you see on TV, just like you see in your workplace, just like when you see in any neighborhood, there's gonna be different personalities out there. You just gotta come out there, talk to them, maybe you'll work your way through it. If not, just understand that there's a different path for everyone out there.
That is, am I? All right. Well, it turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out, so I am very, very, very happy to do the project. It was lovely. Thank you to my cohorts, because without y'all, this wouldn't have been possible. So that's basically, well, it turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. I will say that. I had so many apprehensions about doing the video. At one point, I had expressed to Terry, like, we should just done the other project instead of doing the video. But it was too late at that point, so. They're not great. That's excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I just have a couple more words to say. Like I said at first, I never thought that I would be doing this. Standing in front of a whole bunch of people giving a speech. But because I joined the cohort, Neighborhood Leadership Institute, and I got challenged about speaking in front of people. Barbara, I'm nervous, but I'm doing it. Thanks to you and your speeches, your 1 to 2 minute elevator speech. So you helped me do this, and I appreciate you for that. To my cheerleaders, who I call my cheerleaders, they just don't know that I'm their biggest fan, and they mean so much to me. You all helped me do this. And to my hardworking, fierce, most understanding instructor, you just don't know how much I appreciate you, the push that you gave me. You did this deal. This is for you. And I just got one more thing to say to you, Terry. Because of who you are and what you've shown me, I just want you to know that I extend my hand to you whenever you need somebody to volunteer, whenever you need somebody to help. I put my business card in there. Call me, email me, and I'm gonna give you my personal cell phone number. I extend my hand to you. Thank you.
Well, y'all know I'm soft, right? So, I definitely don't do this for the flowers. The flowers are greatly appreciated and nice. I am emotional. This is awesome. I do this for the citizens. I do it for the city. I do it for the youth that remind me of myself. I do it for my babies that are sitting in the back that have come to each of these graduations. And I do it because it's necessary. I think that any work that you do, especially when you have an opportunity to touch people's lives, it should be intentional. And you should do it with grace. You should do it with faith, even when you don't know if the video is going to turn out right. Even when the cohort may be a challenge and you started with 17 applications, started the first class with 11 people, and here we end with the fabulous 5. So I extend my hand to all of you to just say thank you, to let you know that I am continuing to be here to support you, anything that you need help with, what you want to do in the future, all of your business ideas and aspirations that you've shared with me, starting your new jobs, all of the courageous things you want to do in the community. I am here to continue to be your coach and your cheerleader all day and every day. I love you guys. Y'all just gonna make me melt tonight. I don't even know what to say or what to do. All right, so now without further ado, I'd like to take the opportunity to actually give flowers to our 2024 cohort in the form of certificates for your hard work, your dedication, the time you spent on the Wednesday evenings, the time you spent on the Monday evenings getting together to plan your project, even without the support of me sometimes, and I heard that it fell through, but you guys pulled it back together and you got it done. You know why? Because you're fabulous, because you're courageous, because you're already leaders. You came to the class as a leader, and you helped me learn things about class structure, things about different personalities, but also you shared your personal experiences with me. So congratulations. We're going to give you your certificates right now. Eli, if you can grab them from the table for me because I don't have free hands because I have flowers. And we will call you guys up so that you can get your certificates. And just like our babies did, if you could just stand right here so we can get a wonderful picture of you and then get a grand celebration for you at the end. And again, I will say that Mrs. Tanisha Malcolm is not here. She's not feeling well tonight, so we all want to send her our blessings. And be rest assured that we will share the video with her this evening because she is anxious and waiting. All right, and I would like to ask if Ms. Sheila McAllister, Mr. Brian Sweat, Mr. Alan Archer, and Ms. Flora Chiros to come up in our planning team to help share in this celebration of these wonderful community leaders. You want to call the names this year? Yay!
Okay. The first one, Simon Mel Howard.
She's not here.
Denise Reynolds.
Shake our hands. We giving hugs. Yeah, say that first name. Please don't. Please don't. I don't even know my face. Thank you.
Tracy Evans.
You look like.
And last but not least, Stephen Ace Wallace. Okay, we're gonna step out of the picture so the graduates can be in there.
She did it right.
Everybody, hands up on that one of these.
All right, so this is where we are going to take an opportunity to just wrap up the session with just a couple of program reflections. I would like to ask Ms. Tracy Evans to come up and share a program reflection on her experience in the Neighborhood Leadership Institute. I got an opportunity to learn so much about Tracy and also so much about her experiences growing up in the city of Newport News, so I thought she would be the great person to close us out with a reflection this evening. And then we will have Mr. Mel Howard to close us out with our goodbye from the 2024 cohort. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. One of the things that I shared with her is that in my career, I spent years in another locality doing what Terry does here. So over the years, I worked for James City County and York County and City of Virginia Beach, but I've always lived here. And I'd never gotten to do anything here, and I'd never gotten to be on the receiving end of learning all these things, which is a very different experience. Although I also could reflect with Terry the anxiety of each night being perfect for your crowd and all of that. She did a wonderful job, and I learned so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Terry. Not only did we get a chance to learn about our own leadership skills, our own leadership, the way that our leadership came out in us individually, and what our own vision might be, we learned communication skills. Thank you so much for all that you did for us. But then we also were able to have some of the leaders from the city come out and help us understand better how the budget's created, how our planning is done, how the information that goes into how some of these large projects across the city are decided upon, so we know what goes into making that. And having all that knowledge, together to get a better picture of my city. Like she said, I've been here since I was 4. And one thing I tell people when they say something interesting about you is that I started in kindergarten and went all the way through my master's degree within the city limits of Newport News. So this is my city. I have a daughter who has her own business here, and her fiance has her own business here. My mother takes care of your elderly as a CNA in their homes, and I've not done within the city, although I worked at Hot Dog King for 18 and a half years on the side, any of those that know Hot Dog King. But while I was in the cohort, I've also begun learning and taking on a new career as a teacher with the city of Newport News, and hopefully that'll be a new branch of my life. But I don't think that I would have had the courage and the ability that I do with what I've learned from here. And what I told Terry, the other thing so important that I learned was hearing from all of those who had been in the program before us and hearing the amazing things that they have done with the skills that they got in the cohort. I mean, it's just amazing to see what they've already taken it and done, and that they were able to come back and share with us. It made me so proud. Like I said, we are the ones that can make our city the best it can be. We are Newport News, those of you who work here and live here. I am proud, even more proud than I was before I started this group, to be part of Newport News, to be from Newport News, Virginia, and to be part of continuing to move it forward and with you all. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tracy. I told you she'd be wonderful. All right, so before we jump to Mel to close us out, I have a program alum who is here from our very, very first cohort to share a reflection with you and an update on their community project. Let's hear how it's going. I'm sorry, I have to say her name, but everybody knows Miss Pat Taylor, right? Yeah.
She's so tall. I love her. She is the perfect example of what a community person should be. And we want to say it again, we love her, we love her, we love this child here. I was fortunate enough to serve in one of the first cohorts, and it was before COVID. I didn't realize it was that long ago. So we've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, Miss Sheila. We've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, coming to these things, supporting kids so they can understand what happens in a neighborhood, a true neighborhood. I know, and we all know, that the news shows a lot of different things, but we're so glad these people are here tonight to see the real true story about how the city and the residents work together to make something happen. Thank you all. Thank you first. One of our missions was, I guess in everybody, is to come up with an idea of what you as residents would like to see in your community. So on the list was a seafood market. And so our group chose the seafood market that we would work on and create. You guys don't, it was so amazing. It was just God touching it. It was a beautiful, beautiful idea. Now, you know, we're not planners or developers. We just folks, we live here. You ask us what we want to see in our neighborhood and what we would support. This is just one picture that they have. I have about 9 that the city gave me, and I take them with me everywhere I go. So this one happened to be in my car. The rest are out in the neighborhood with other people showing them. I've shown them at all of the churches on the Jefferson corridor. I don't even know how many I have left now, but the city has talked to me about doing some newer versions of it, so you guys look for that. This is an amazing project. It is going to be down Jefferson, near where the wholesale fisheries are. On the right-hand side, you now will see a marker saying future site of a seafood market. It came from the residents, but with the support of the city, this is why we, people like myself, say you have to get in the game. You can't stand on the sidelines and whine and complain. As my grandma said, don't be whining. You know, please don't do that. Make something happen, make a decision. So now when people come to me and say, well, I say, who are you talking about? They who is it? Give me a name. Are you talking about the mayor? Because he's right outside here. You all may not have seen Mayor Jones. He's here. He's always around. You see that guy. So if you point a finger, you better make sure you point it back at yourself if you haven't been here to participate or support. I remember when Miss Sheila, we went to, on a Sunday, we were at City Hall because we had a date and a deadline to get this project in, okay? And these folks here were on the committee. Miss Sheila said, come on up here because we're gonna get the deadline. We got the idea, we just need to pull it together. And that was the turnkey for this project being what it is. Once we got to a certain point and the city looked at it, and I think Florence said, Pat, that is amazing. I said, well, that's what we do. We citizens, we Newport News folks, we do amazing. This is just one picture, guys. It can happen when you come together with a plan and people with likeness. This is just the front part of it, because that's all I have left now, but Owen and Derek and the city have promised me that they're going to give us some new updated pictures. It is just phenomenal. And no one else has this little niche right here. You can't see it, but in the back part of it It's just a beautiful scenery back there. It backs up, there's a dock there that I asked the people from the harbor if we could bring boats up there. They said, absolutely. They said, we can tear that old dock down and dredge it and somebody can come up there in a boat. But nobody's got that. It's gonna be Newport News, okay? It's gonna be our thing. And we wanna make sure that you all understand that this can work. This teamwork of citizens and city, it can work. We can make it work. We show it all the time. We've been doing this, Sheila, for 5 years now. I'm gonna say that again. Thank you, Lord, for all the young people who have come to be a part of this, for the city, for taking it, and their vision still moves forward. They're still finding money to make this project better. And when you see it, you're gonna know it came from the citizens of Newport News. Thank you all.
All right, so I have a challenge for everyone. I think that it echoes in this room. I'm gonna say Newport News is great, and I want you all to repeat it with me, okay? Well, repeat it after me. Yeah, okay. Newport News is great. Newport News is great. Y'all are great. Awesome. I like that. All right, so just a couple more. We are going to have closing remarks from Mr. Mel Howard, but before we do that, I would like to acknowledge and ask Mr. Mayor Jones if he would like to come up and just say a few words. You know you can't pop in a room with me. I saw you. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate you.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
So apologies for being late. I'm visiting every single fire station and eating dinner with them, and they fed me coffee, so I'm like hyped up right now. So sorry I was late, but this is important to the city. We have all our amazing department heads and our staff here as well. This is what makes Newport News the best place to live, to work, and to raise your family as an engaged citizen. And so we appreciate you, the youth, my favorite friends over here as well, my more distinguished colleagues. But we appreciate all that you've done. And if I can be a resource, I'll always be here. All right? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mayor Jones. Now, Mel, it's up to you to close us out. Thank you.
As I look around this room, I see some amazing individuals in this room. I want you to understand that you being a leader is inside of all of us. It's not just us who did the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, although I encourage each and every one of you to take part of it. If you are a resident of Newport News, I encourage you to learn about your city, to learn about the different things that are going on, to learn about advocacy and the information there. But understand that being a leader isn't something that you have to be designed to be. Being a leader is all of us, and being connected to your community and being connected and collaborating with the world around you, understanding that this is not bad news, this is good news. It's good news to understand the importance that's what's going on around here, to understand the information that's being taught to you, to understand knowledge that you didn't wake up with. I didn't know what I was going to anticipate by doing this program, but I knew that when I was at Brooks Crossing and I was doing the Navigating Wealth program, because I needed to find employment, that this was something that was right up my alley, because this was educating my community. And when I started this program, I didn't have a job. When I'm ending this program, I'm now making more than I've ever made my adult career life. Understand that being a leader isn't something that has to look like you in a suit. It doesn't need to look like you being the executive director of an organization. It doesn't mean you need to be a CEO. But being a leader means that you stand up for your community and you show up. We spent 12 weeks here. This program, we started with 11 people. We're ending with the fabulous 5. 5 people that are able to keep going, to make it through. They don't give up when things get hard. They keep pushing forward. When it was time to do public speaking and people wanted to run, there were people that stood by and stood here. So I want you to encourage all of your friends, your family, everyone that you know that's a resident of Newport News. Tell them about Miss Terry. Tell them about the magical work that she does, and tell them about the Neighborhood Leadership Institute, because this is something to do. This is something to sign up with. So when I leave you with the message for today, Newport News is great. We already heard that. We've already seen that. We've seen the work that's come around. We've seen the experiences that folks have shared we've seen, not only from the youth, but from the adults, the magic in this room. I want you to understand that this magic that we have, you can have too. So make sure, I implore you, sign up. Take a part of it. Be a part of the change. Be a part of your community. You can't say, I want change in Newport News, but I'm not willing to do what it takes to be a part of that change. Thank you.
Helping other people get jobs. He is now with the Hampton Roads Workforce Council, helping all of other Newport News residents get jobs that need them.
All right, I'm back now. Mel took me home for a second, so I'm back. Thank you, Tracy. That is a testament to how strong this cohort is. And again, I challenge you all and encourage you all to keep the relationship going, stay connected, connect with your alum, connect with program leaders that you met, and all of the great speakers that came to the Institute. And then also, maybe come meet with me and Drusilla sometime to work with the Youth Leadership Club, because as you can see, we have a fun time together. Again, thank you all so much for dedicating this time with us tonight. We hope that you enjoyed the 2024 Cohort Leadership Institute. The 2024 Leadership Institute graduation ceremony. Again, it would not be possible without all of you here, without the parents supporting their youth, without the staff and all of my coworkers, colleagues, and leaders just helping me with the program, giving me support, giving me encouragement when I'm like, it's falling apart, just letting me know that it's going to be okay. It's another day of work in the great city of Newport News. So I commend all of you for being here tonight, for dedicating this time. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you met somebody new as well. And I just want you to have a wonderful evening and continue to support the citizens of Newport News and the great work that's being done here. Have a great evening.